Hi guys, very welcome back to the show. I've got two special guests on the show today. Two men that are in the middle of the Irish wrestling boom at the moment. It's Fabio and Liamo. Guys, how are you?
Solid. Absolutely solid. How are you, Liamo?
Unbelievable, bro. Happy to
Uh,
be here. Thanks for having us, bro. It's a pleasure, eh?
Lovely.
Pleasure, honestly.
Guys, a lot of people that will watch this will associate you two working together on NLW shows, but we're going to kind of focus on the two of you as individuals, and then we're going to wrap it up at the end, and we're going to talk about NLW. So, like, I'll throw the question out to the two of you: how did you end up in this wrestling world?
It's
Uh,
mental. Honestly, it's a mental story between the both of us, but I'll let Fabio start if you want, you know.
Very, very cliche answer for me. Like I just loved it when I was a kid and always wanted to be a wrestler. Never changed throughout the years. And once I started realizing like you have to train for it, I just kept looking for like wrestling schools near me and stuff like that. And until I was old enough, I was just doing other sports, just waiting until I could go wrestling training. So yeah, like nothing exciting or mental from me anyway, but yeah, it's pretty much it.
Yourself, Liamo?
To be honest, like I just grew up a big fan. Like all the boys around my area are watching it, you know, and I just thought one day, you know what, why not? Because I loved it, you know, and it just so happened that like literally 2 blocks away from me, Paddy Morrow, you know, Paddy M.
Yeah.
He was like, "Why don't you come down?" Because like I was taking heads around the streets and I got a bit of reputation going. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go over and try it. And I went down one day, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a big shock. But it took me a while to start like really getting it. But like it's all taken off now. 2023, the sky's the limit, and couldn't be happier.
So did Paddy train both of you guys?
He has trained both of us, yeah. He was obviously I knew him before getting in, and he helped me. But Joe Cabre's big hand in both of our, I put him down as my main trainer. Between Joe Cabre, Jordan Devlin, we both trained with both. Uh, Session Martina. Now there's a lot of names there. Paul Tracy even trained us as well. So yeah, a few names.
Yeah, there's a yeah, like I'd actually have to give a hand to a lot of people
Yeah,
who helped me. Kind of only like recently enough, like kind of post COVID, I've had the pleasure of calling the likes of Paddy Morrow, Joe Cabray, my trainers, but beforehand, like in the early days, like it'd be Phil Boyd, LJ Cleary, Katie Harvey, and Michael May for me.
Yeah.
that's the
And
key
just
though, to have a couple of people that like different things, and like LJ helped me a lot as well. I have to give a shout out to him. Like the technical aspect of wrestling, he's the top of that, So
yeah, definitely wish him the best in Japan as well. Looks like he's doing
hundred
good stuff
percent.
there already. Okay, so like in 2023, then we'll start with you, Fabio. What was your kind of year in review like this year?
This year has been great. Started off the year with two titles like one on each shoulder. NLW tag title with Liamo and the Irish Junior Heavyweight title. Now, obviously, throughout the year, we did end up losing them, but it's looking like the year is going to end the exact way it started. With at the moment, I have the Rebel X Division champion from RCW, and me and Liamo are obviously going to retain our NLW tag title. So yeah, this year has been great. I've got to travel a lot, wrestle a lot of good names, train with a lot of good names too. Likes of Brian Kendrick and Chavo Guerrero, had the pleasure to be in a seminar with them. Got to debut for a lot of new promotions like SAJ, Lucha Libre Barcelona, White Wolf in Madrid, CPW in Glasgow last week. So yeah, this year has been great. Just onwards and upwards in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Liamo?
Yeah, no. Just as Fabio was saying, we started the year off flying with the tag belts, and obviously, as you're saying, we need to get them back December 23rd in NLW. But personally, on myself, I'd have to say 2023 has been my favorite year so far. Like, I started off like great with the 2023. Like, it was February when we won the belts. Or was it January?
January.
January. Yeah, like we started off hot, and then me personally, obviously as a solos, I feel like the past 6 months have been the best 6 months of my career, and like topped it off last month with like an incredible like stadium match. The starting picking up wins now regularly in OTT. Like I feel like I'm really starting to build momentum, and yeah, I couldn't be happier going into 2024. We just need to cap it off with that tag title win, and I feel like we're set up then for a massive 2024 between the both of us.
Yeah. Talk to me about the stadium show. Obviously, you were kind of unannounced on the day, and how did that kind
Yeah,
of come together?
yeah, and it was surreal to be honest. Like I called and heard like a few whispers 2 weeks before. I was kind of like I was on every show before that for the past 6 months, and I felt like I built up a lot of solid momentum going into it. So I was like, I felt like it was deserved. And when I got told I was going to be thrown into the 5-way, like I was thinking, this is going to be a big step up. But then I was like, this is the opportunities you need to take. And I feel like I did step up in front of a big crowd, national stadium, and I was held my own with some of the top names like in Europe. So couldn't have been happier, to be honest.
Yeah. How come you weren't on that show, Fabio? You're nowhere to be seen that day.
The sky is filled. Ollie. Oh, Hicks. I actually can't believe no one copped it. We literally wore the same gear. These are all Muppets. I was on that show.
Did you have any idea it was him, Liamo?
To be honest, I was keeping on the down low. I didn't want to spoil it, but I was in on the joke, but I didn't want to tell anyone like too.
We weren't. We weren't. We wouldn't rat on ourselves, man. Hardly. What are you on about?
No one knew that really. Listen, no one would have known. Like, how could you
Even
know?
fooled the boss himself. We fooled.
Exactly.
Say snapping.
Had to welcome you back with open arms then.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. There was one question I got earlier from Tommy Flynn. Tommy goes to a lot of the shows. I'm sure you guys know him as well.
Yeah, we know Tommy. Yeah.
He was wondering, would there be any chance of seeing the NLW combination of you two guys elsewhere in the future, do you think?
Well, would you believe it? It actually has happened. We took part in Dublin Fringe Fest this year, back in September, and Clash at the Keys was the name of the show, and the Fresh Bros made an appearance there, and wild crowd, great night. We even picked up a W, and that's the most important thing. I think we both have the same mentality of whoever wants the Fresh Bros can have them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe in 2024, who knows?
Yeah,
I think it's a possibility down the line. You never know. Never say never. At the minute, we're doing our own thing in OTT, but as far as other promotions, if people want the Fresh Bros, they just have to hit them up. And as you know, we're always active, so we're willing to do it. Just the opportunities need to come.
Hit up the burner phone, the main phone, doesn't matter. We'll get back to you, no bother.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that event, actually, the Clash at the Keys. That wasn't something that I was aware that was going on, and then I seen kind of clips afterwards. Like, what kind of event was that, or who ran that event?
So it was an artist, like a musician named Kareem, who was organising it. He's a huge wrestling fan. Had been to a couple of OTT shows, and is friends with actually Big Rab from Fight Factory. So that's kind of how he got the in, and he wanted to do an event that combined wrestling and music. Before actually being a part of it, I didn't really know how he was going to do that, but it was just a gig that had a wrestling match, a couple of sets, another wrestling match, and then like the second half of the show. And it was a great night. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves, even us. It was a great night, and hopefully we have our fingers crossed that it's going to be a yearly thing with the Dublin Fringe Fest, because it was an amazing show to be a part of. Yeah.
What do you think is it at the moment, guys? We see like the amount of talent that's coming from this country and appearing on massive television shows such as WWE. Do you put that down to, as you alluded to earlier, the trainers on the island?
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an evolutionary thing of like, I heard that it all started when Finn Balor went to Japan and then brought back everything he learned, and then he'd go to the UK and bring back everything he learned, and it's just kind of like expanded from there. We have so many people traveling and wrestling so often that is, I just think it's like just a combination of really good minds, at all levels in the country at the moment. So yeah, I think it's just Irish wrestling is booming at the minute, and it's great.
I've thought about it a lot personally. I feel like it's just the fact that we're such a small island. We have everything in the one place in Dublin. Like, whereas in England, like, you need to go to a couple of places. You can take from Manchester, London, Liverpool, different spots. It's all different. Where over here, we're all one big community kind of. We welcome everyone from Ireland, and it's a short travel. We've had the privilege to be trained under like the likes of people who've gone to Japan. Obviously, Jordan Devlin, who he only left last year, he passed down a lot of his knowledge from the Performance Center. You have Joe Cabray went over to the Performance Center. He's passed down all his knowledge, and it's just a mix. We have kind of like a mix of all styles. I feel like that's what's making Ireland, the Irish talent, so elevated, is because we have everything down, kind of like lucha, the movement, selling. It's all there to be learned. And I feel like it's just a big hotspot the minute to come and just learn. That's why you see so many people from Italy, France, Portugal, all over Europe that want to come train with OTT, because we really do have the best training.
Yeah. And I think, like, you talk to everyone's one big family. I think back in the day, a long time ago, it seemed to be like organizations, different wrestling promotions didn't really get along. But now it seems that everyone is kind of open to working with everyone, which is a big help for you guys as well. It doesn't put you under any pressure if you appear on X, Y, and Z show.
Yeah, like I can honestly say, like, I've never faced anything like that. I just enjoy wrestling. If two people didn't like each other, I'd just get over it, because I want to do the wrestling and I want to wrestle where I want to wrestle, because I feel it'll benefit me. So yeah, I think that was well before our time that any of that carry on was happening, but it hasn't affected me, and I don't know anything about it really. So
no, it's a positive thing, like, because people can just do what they need to do, and as you say, that's wrestle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So who can you see then making it over to the States apart from yourselves? Like, who's on top of your list that you think they've got it, or is there just too many people?
Well, I was gonna say us, but now you have me stumped. I think LJ Cleary is at the top of that list, and another good friend of mine, Martin Steers. I think, like, barring ourselves, like, they're like the first two people that come to my mind anyway. But that's not just limited to them two either. I think you could go on for a good while of, like, who has a lot of potential, really.
There's a lot of unique people coming over to Ireland at the minute. Like, it's not just Irish people that can make it. Like, for example, like Lorenzo, he's Italian.
Actually. Renzo's gonna. Yeah, Renzo is up there as well, 100%.
I'd say Omari is a genetic freak. I think he's as good as anyone you see on TV these days. He's genuinely one of the best I've seen. Obviously, you have the likes of Scotty Davis. Like, everyone who's at the top of OTT, in my opinion, has a chance. The likes of Jay. Like, for me, B Kill is the greatest comedy wrestler in the whole world at the minute. I don't understand. Like, he could easily go place. He just needs to be seen. That's the thing. He wrestles only in Ireland. So, like, everyone, I feel like in OTT is just a very high standard, and all it takes is just it's a game of opinions. If someone likes someone and they get signed, I would not be surprised anyone at top of OTT at the minute.
Yeah. Is there anywhere on your bucket list apart from the obvious where you'd like to wrestle?
That's a good question. I'd say there's Rev Pro for me. That, like, outside of OTT, that's probably the biggest in Europe. everyone in Ireland has the mentality of wanting to be on OTT because it's the biggest. I think outside of Ireland, that's where everyone should want to be too. I could honestly go on for ages about different promotions, but if I had to limit it to just one, it'd be RevPro.
Yeah. What about you,
I
Liamo?
just love to get out and outside of Europe somewhere, obviously America's the big one. But even somewhere like could just be great to visit, like Australia. If you could wrestle in Australia, like that'd be sick for me. Like a lot of family over there, and yeah, the goal is to really get outside of Europe.
Yeah. Maybe WrestleMania weekend sometime as well. It's a good time for people to cross over.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is. Me and LJ won tag belts the last time we were there.
Did you do it, Murphy?
Yeah, we did wrestling, pro wrestling. Me and LJ won the WPW tag titles and then got stripped of them straight away.
Where was that?
That was in LA. I don't know where in LA. I know that's a big place, but
yeah,
it was in LA somewhere.
We're going to talk about NLW now. Big show coming up December 23rd. You guys need to get those tag team titles back. That's obviously the plan, but it's going to be tough against Sweet and Sour.
Yeah, like it is tough. Obviously, it's a tough task ahead of us. I think we'd be naive to not think that, because they clearly have hit our number before. Whether it was through cheating or not, that doesn't matter. They got our number that time. We just need to be sharper and make sure that doesn't happen again, because the Fresh Bros are always active, and December 23rd, those tag belts are coming back to the Fresh Bros. Fact.
It'd be a great way to send it off into Christmas and the New Year. Like we're not gonna hold our hands up and say, "Oh, this happened" or whatever. We got cheated out of belts. No, we're gonna take it on. We're gonna see this December 23rd who's the real NLW tag team champions. So it's gonna be good watch.
I had your boss Jamie on a couple of months back. Well, it's about 6 months ago now. And I told him that you guys are the most over guys there and you get the loudest pop, and he agreed with me.
What can I say? Everywhere we go,
we're not gonna refute that, you know what I mean? Like we pumped out the first few Fresh Bros t-shirts at the last show and they flew out, so
sold out like that. And obviously always appreciate the support, but we're not surprised. We love NLW, NLW love us. It's a mutual relationship and it's great.
And to have you both like here and you're both obviously teamed together in NLW, for people that haven't been to an NLW show, like how would you describe it to them?
I would describe it as fully letting yourself be a kid again and watch wrestling. Like fully just suspend your belief and just enjoy the atmosphere. Always great atmosphere. Like everyone there fully takes part, and like they're always loud. There's never been a bad crowd down in Nace. It's fun for all the family. So
yeah, I had the impression before I went that it was kind of going to be like a really kids orientated show, but it isn't at all. It's like it's a serious show. Obviously, it has entertainment value for the kids there as well. But the one thing I like about NLW is that it's continued storyline. So all the shows build into each other, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that it's good that it has that, and it has that edge that other places might not have, because NLW has established itself to have a regular fan base now, which is a luxury that not a lot of wrestling promotions have. Even with different over 18 shows and stuff, like it's a night out for a lot of over 18 shows. It's pre-drinks, and the shows are always good, and that's not what I'm not trying to say that it's not, but it's not someone who's regularly like following the likes of ourselves, or they're coming to the wrestling and having a few drinks and they have a good night, whereas NLW, they're established now in Nace, and they have people coming back every time, so which is good.
Yeah, I brought my dad last time, and he's never been to a wrestling show before, and I said to him afterwards, well, what did you think of that? And he was like, God, he said it's amazing how they put it all together. That's what he said. He was really appreciative of the show leaving, and he's open to coming back again. So
Well,
next time, my mother-in-law is coming and my sister-in-law, so they're going to get it. They're going to be there in the front row to see you guys hold the belts up.
They'll see it, yeah. Hold up the
well,
belt. We'll have to get a big picture together, you know.
yeah,
Celebration
better
picture.
go snap now. Yeah.
The two kiddos will be looking for a picture again. But in terms of plans for 2024, then we kind of alluded to it, I suppose, some of the questions earlier. But what would you like to achieve going into next year?
There's a few promotions that I would love to debut for. I want to wrestle in America again, which will probably happen, thankfully. And I want to keep the NLW tag titles for the whole year. That's what I want to do. I also want to add more belts to the collection because they look great around the house. So yeah, that's the plans for 2024.
Yourself, Liamo?
I'm in agreement with Fabio. I think a year-long reign with the NLW tag titles would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And for myself individually going forward, you know, I just want to get as high as I can in Ireland. You know, like I feel like I'm climbing the ladder now on OTT. There's a big rumble coming up January 24th, I think. I'll be 100% trying to win that. Go on to Scrappermania is the big thing. I want to go and start challenging, you know, putting up names, putting up numbers, you know, putting up wins, and see where the year takes me. There's a lot of things coming up, and a lot of things to look forward to. I feel like 2024, as I said, for both of us is going to be our biggest years, both individually and together. So there's a lot to look forward to. I'm excited.
Yeah. And guys, just for people then that want to follow you on social media and just I know you guys have merchandise and stuff that you sell online as well as on the shows. If you want to just kind of plug them there, I will put them underneath this video if people are looking.
Well, I'm most active on Instagram, fresh_Fabio. And that's the social media platform he is the most. So that would be the one I'd recommend to go and follow.
Yeah, Instagram, we're always active as well. You know, just Liamo 3_. If you can't find me, just look up Liamo Wrestler. I'm sure I'll come up somewhere on the internet. But yeah.
Right, before we put off, then I'm going to take myself off the screen, and you're going to send a message to Sweet and Sour ahead of December 23rd.
Oh, all right, okay. So Sweet and Sour, is it? The boys bet us for the tag titles, and they have a team named after a sauce. Liamo, what do you think about that? Because that's melting my head.
It's been wrecking my head all year, bro. Honestly, on December 23rd at the Christmas Bash, there's only one thing happening. New NLW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
The Fresh Bros, Fabio and Liamo. We'll see you there, bro.
Thanks a lot for your time today, boys. Really appreciate it.
Oh, pleasure, bro. Honestly,
thanks for having us. Pleasure.
I'll see you in December.